Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We provide fan-oriented and analytic discussions on a variety of animated shows, movies, and anime, currently featuring Steven Universe and Star vs. the Forces of Evil. I'm Justin Cummings, and today I'm joined by Michelle Anderer.
Hello.
That was enthusiastic, Michelle. Can you get a bit happier for our fans?
It's nice to see you guys again. How about that?
I mean, you can't see them, but I guess
it's nice to know that you're there listening.
Well, it's weird. We don't know they're there. For all we know, this will never actually get
Justin,
saved.
You're thinking about it too much. Don't ruin the fun.
I studied recently in class about parasocial interactions, and this is what this counts as. But okay. I like to think that we're pretty interactive with our fan base, and that, I do consider many of our listeners friends, those that I get to actually talk to, because we're talkative people, which is why we do this feedback show. Today, Michelle and I are here doing feedback on the newest episode of Steven Universe that aired February 10th, the new Crystal Gems, wonderful name for an episode, yesterday, on the 10th. Dylan, Sam, and I think Delaney, they did the first episode. They did just a quick review. You can listen to that episode, this episode, and all our episodes at overlyanimated.com, or by searching Overly Animated on iTunes, or your favorite podcatcher, including Stitcher.
No comment on Stitcher.
It is the biggest inside joke I think that we have, Michelle. Michelle,
would
you claim that...
This is the saddest inside joke ever, honestly.
Sadder than the OVA originals?
Ooh, well, okay, Stitcher's just, a joke to me, but the OVA originals is, actively awful. I think it's a different thing entirely.
I'm thinking of dropping that and calling us the new Crystal Gems of Overly Animated.
I mean, that is better than OVA originals, so, okay, it's a step up. It's still pretty bad, but it's a step in the right direction. I'd be okay with that.
So, let us know your thoughts if you think Michelle and I should go by the OVA originals, the new Crystal Gems of Overly Animated, or some other third thing. I would love to hear your suggestions, because we are kind of our own little crew sometimes, Michelle, and I think we need our own little nickname, we need to be special. Special little snowflakes, yes.
Do we? I don't know.
So, since neither of us were on the episode discussion yesterday, I want to go ahead and get your thoughts on the new Crystal Gems.
I feel so bad, Justin, because you seem actually hyped about this episode, and I felt pretty neutral, surprisingly neutral. I don't even know what to say about it, really. It was nice. I mean, it was great seeing Peridot and Lapis, and Connie. Not a lot of intense stuff happened. I mean, Peridot was hilarious, but I don't know, especially for a Raven and Paul episode, I felt not a lot happened, at all. Maybe that was the point, but I want to know why you were so excited about it, because I really kind of wasn't feeling it, and I feel a little bad, but honestly, yeah, that's my takeaway.
The reason I like this one so much is this is kind of the beginning of a new arc.
You think so?
I think so. I think it's going to be a drawn out arc, but I think it's going to be an arc, and that's kind of the B-Team arc. Which, if you go back and you watch the original Teen Titans, you'll see this where, we started kind of getting, some new people off to the side, some new allies, building up to the actual formation of Titans West. And that's kind of what I got out of this episode, was we're starting to go in that direction of the second team. And no, this episode wasn't huge as far as events, but it created the union between Connie, Peridot, and Lapis. It showed that they can work together, even in small situations like this. It set up for potentially bigger storylines. I mean, they're not going to go and fight, Jasper the first time they've ever met each other.
That would be so cool if they did, though. If they, got their stuff together and, they unproofed Jasper and... Oh, man, that would be cool.
It would, but let's think back to, Steven's first couple of missions. I mean, come on, think back to, Cookie Cat,
You mean Gemglow?
I mean, no, I meant, Steven running around. Cookie Cat!
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Those are the stakes we're playing out with this new team. This is a new team, I think, and it felt fresh. It felt like a pilot almost for, a spin-off of a new team, or a backdoor pilot.
That's true. We haven't really seen Lapis and Peridot fight a lot either. Or, like, Connie interact with either of them, which was, like, I agree. It was fresh in a way.
And just Pumpkin just lights up my life so much. I adore Pumpkin.
I like Pumpkin a lot. I also didn't understand why Pumpkin was on the team, though. Did she actually contribute to, like, anything involving the car washing or, like, anything at all?
Pumpkin helped Connie with the drying and the buffing. Pumpkin helped hold the blanket.
True.
The towel thing.
Pumpkin did.
Pumpkin was a very important member of the team.
Yeah, Pumpkin was like Pearl for most of it.
Which, my favorite moment in the entire episode is, what do you mean 4? I'm counting Pumpkin.
Didn't it also have like a party hat on its nose to imitate Pearl's nose? Yeah, that was actually pretty good. I appreciate that. I love
the recurring gag of playing Pearl by wearing a party hat on your nose. I think Amethyst has done it, Jamie has done it, Pumpkin's done it. It's like a recurring gag now that a party hat on your nose means you're Pearl. Which, we should take like a big picture, like, next time we do one of the Google Hangout live casts for our patrons.
Oh, yeah.
Of everyone with a party hat on their nose. And call it Pearl Palooza.
Oh my god. I'm like ashamed of myself for actually being excited about doing that.
That'd be really fun.
I'll do that. No, it would be fun.
But no, I thought it was a good episode. There were some really cute moments. Like, my girlfriend and I, the entire episode, were like, oh, it's so adorable.
Yeah, it was very, like, heartwarming. I don't know why I just wasn't that into it, though.
I loved it. But
I'm glad you loved it. That's what matters, I guess.
But the reason we are here, of course, is to take all of your feedback. Yes. I got one email. Only one. Guys, feel free to email me.
I get one, I feel.
No, maybe some of them I get, like, a crap ton.
Oh, really? When? When did that last
the first couple of... That time that I got a bunch on Tumblr, and one of them was about the Lion Rose lover theory. Taking it way back.
Talking about that. That's like deep inside my like horror mind chamber. Is that first?
If
we did.
Yeah, if you guys ever want to laugh, if you didn't listen to it, go back and listen to the Buddies book feedback episode.
It was such a mess. It was a hot mess. Our first one.
It is almost as bad. No, we did feedback before that, didn't we?
Did we? I thought it was the first one.
I think it was the first one back. I thought we did it for the Hit the Diamond arc.
I don't think so.
In Too Deep, I thought we did feedback.
Did we?
Let us know, fans. I can't remember.
I don't actually remember. You guys.
It's been a really weird year of podcasting. Yeah, Summer of Steven just completely destroyed my mind. Alright, so, the one email I did get is from our good buddy Joseph. He emails quite a bit. He's wonderful. He said, hey Justin, and others.
What? There's only 2 people on this ever!
One time we had Delaney as well.
And others. It's like plural.
It's like just in case there's any guest.
Man. Wow.
I really enjoyed...
Am I your guest, Justin, or am I your partner? Maybe...
I'm the Garnet.
Oh my god.
So he said, I really enjoyed the new episode, but I was really confused why they were pretending to be the crystal gems, and also, why was Connie sleeping in Steven's bed? This was the one that, like, even me and Victoria were like, why is Connie staying in the temple? She's taking this a bit too far. But we'll get into that one. And then also, this is more just update stuff. Hey Justin, when is part 2 of Total Drama Season 2 podcast coming out? And also, are you getting a Nintendo Switch? The answer to that is, maybe. I just got a job finally that pays me real money, so we will see. Like, I just got, like, a legit part-time job finally, so I might. I'm waiting till after E3, but I might get a Nintendo Switch. But, Michelle and I will be doing the Total Drama Action part 2 in about 6 weeks, so expect that.
Okay, that definitely gives me enough time. 6
Expect
weeks.
it about late March, early April, because I just did episode 20. So it will be after the reunion special blog goes up. So that gives you some time, Michelle. That gives you about 6-7 weeks.
Okay, it's gonna have to be before the end of March, though.
Okay, we can definitely record it a bit earlier.
Okay, yeah, that'd be good.
What happens at the end of March? Something crazy?
Yeah, something crazy. It's exactly what happens.
we will discuss later, like, after the podcast. But getting back...
Okay, anyway, no, yeah, this is too much of a sidetrack.
Getting back to the episode, we don't have much to go through, it's fine. But getting back to the episode, did you catch that, too, of Connie staying in the temple?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it made sense, because, like, she's already wearing his shirt, like, so, like, I just assumed she's, like, trying to get into character. I will agree with that guy, though, that they're being like, okay, well, we have to be the new crystal gems. It kind of seemed like it came out of, like, nowhere. Like, why is that the best way to, you know, be helpful?
Yeah.
Not be yourself and be the other crystal gems. Like, you never thought of doing that before. Why start now? I don't know. It is a little questionable.
This episode reminds me a lot of a comic called The Future Foundation, where the Fantastic Four, they leave to go to another dimension for 4 seconds, and leave behind a replacement team just in case something goes horribly wrong, and then they don't come back. So it's up to Medusa, Ant-Man, She-Hulk, and Miss Thing to protect the world. And they're like, so do we just be the Fantastic Four, or what do we do? And this kind of felt like that, like the B team...
Yeah.
Stuck trying to do stuff, taking on the roles of the original people. Which, everyone's talking about Lapis's Garnet, which was, I'll admit, it was really nice. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it was really great.
Lapis's Amethyst hair might be one of my favorite moments.
Lapis being Amethyst and Garnet was very lovely in different ways. I really liked that. She kind of nailed them both better than Peridot did anyway.
I'm also really mad at Dylan.
Why?
And the rest of the crew, because they were saying, like, okay, who would be who? And they're like, no one's Pumpkin. I'm Pumpkin. Eternally, I am Pumpkin.
Yes. You're the only one that could have Pumpkin's, like never-ending energy.
And energy.
Yeah, and optimism, yeah.
Which, I know I wasn't on the episode, but they should have at least thought of their coworker, you know? Like, that honestly hurt a bit.
Well, you gotta mention it now, so...
I know.
I guess that's something.
But, yeah, cause the thing with Connie staying in Steven's bed, I'm like, why is she staying at the temple to begin with?
Well, maybe also because, like, she doesn't live in Beach City, so, like, if something bad happened and she was in charge, she'd want to be closer. That could be a reason, too.
True.
She lives, like, the next town over or something. It'd take her a long time to commute all the time.
About 20-25 minutes by bus.
Yeah, it's precious time for civilians that could be dying, you know, under her watch.
But I mean, it was just, I think it's the biggest time I've ever dawed at Steven Universe. I was like,
when they're imitating the run and like Connie like runs with the sword up to the front. That
adorable.
Was really cute. I really liked that.
This whole episode was so many cute little moments. It was just a cute episode.
Yeah, it was a cute episode. I'll agree with that.
I am the Garnet. I have the sunglasses.
Oh, God.
I loved also Connie's speech about Stevening things up.
Oh, that was so like accurate though.
Because you all love each other and you all love me.
Love. It was like, yeah, that's essentially what it is though. Every time Steven has a speech.
I love how Connie busts out that you all love me, and Lapis has no clue who she is.
Yeah.
Steven would have cried.
He probably would have cried. He cried in the spaceship. He cried a lot during his mission while she was gone.
He did. Like
involuntarily, really... but still.
Yeah, that's not his fault. So now we turn from the emails to the website comments, and I hate reading the website comments because it's trying to decipher. It's trying to decipher this into like readable material. Like the emails, It's like, Dear Justin, blah blah blah, instead of just like, it's like, which of these should I read on their own? How do I? Okay, I think I got it. All right, first off, we have 2 wonderful comments from patron Garfield. First off, teens are defacing Mayor Dewey's van. Is Beach City descending into anarchy?
I was wondering that too. I'm like, vandalism? Like, since when does that happen?
Vandalism. Vandalism.
Oh my God. This happens when I go too long without podcasting. I forget that the puns are like a part of you.
Vandalism.
I got it the first time, Justin.
I put the emphasis on van in vandal.
Oh my God.
So, Beach City descending into anarchy, and also on pumpkins, many are good, but there is only one great pumpkin. # he will rise. And that is our hashtag for the podcast.
I like this Garfield person. I enjoy their sense of humor.
See, we're all friends here. And our wonderful patron, frequent commenter, Steve.
Yes.
Oh, Steve, we love you. He said, I love this episode. I've waited for Connie to interact with Lapis and Peridot. Heck, I waited for all of them to interact with people of Beach City. People forget Connie barely has interacted with any of them, as she is isolated, like we talked about. I thought them role-playing was great. Lapis, trying to be funny, is funny and adorable. Yes, it is.
She was actually funny.
It was adorable. Peridot just trying to be Garnet is awesome, and Connie calling them all out on being children. Thank you, Connie. I was thinking that the whole episode, and Pumpkin's just adorable. Lars and Sadie, a couple confirmed. Who knows what we'll get.
We should have talked about that. They were holding hands in public. For Lars, that's like third base or something.
We will talk about that. And he also said, who knows, maybe Rockinaldo will be a flashback episode from his perspective.
Oh god, Rockinaldo. I'm so dreading that episode.
Furthermore, I'm not. But furthermore, because I want Jane in that episode.
Oh, yeah, she might be.
Furthermore, I love the name Crystal Temps. Hope it's not the last time we see them. Lapis and Peridot should crash at Connie's place to get familiar with their teammate. I love to see Lapis and Peridot meet and interact with the Maheshwarans. And I wish they didn't all dump on Pearl. Being Pearl is not that bad. If they saw what Pearl did to Holly Blue, they would see Pearl in a whole new light.
I mean, Peridot got punched in the face by her. She knows that Pearl can be, pretty cool when she wants to.
That's why she made...
Yeah.
That's why she made Pumpkin Pearl. She knows Pumpkin can't punch her in the face. Everyone else has that ability. Pumpkin does not.
Pumpkin does not.
But yeah, so let's talk Lars and Sadie first off. Yeah, confirmed.
Yeah, confirmed for sure.
Which, this was my original ship on this show, so I'm happy.
Oh, really?
I'm very happy.
You must have been really excited when you saw that. It, only happens for, a hot sec, but in that hot sec, it, said everything we needed to know about the progress of their relationship.
It was the check-in that we needed. We didn't need a full Lars Sadie episode. We needed that.
I was very satisfied. I was very happy. It's one of the few things I remembered very clearly from that episode, too. Was that handhold on the bench.
Now, let me tell you my thoughts on Rockinaldo and what's going to happen.
Okay.
I feel that we are going to get a really solid episode. Because I expect, honestly, for Ronaldo to, run off, looking, because the description of the episode, this isn't a spoiler, it's just the description that they've given. Ronaldo goes looking for the rock people. We know he's hunting down the rock people. We know he kind of, I guess, thinks that's the crystal gems. My theory is he finds a third kindergarten.
Oh!
Because that fits with kind of what he's doing.
With the rose quartz one, maybe? Because we know where the jaspers came from and the amethyst came from. We don't know where the rose quartz
Exactly. I really do expect Ronaldo to, find some gem tech and, that be the end of the episode or something.
But just to be fair, we've never had a Ronaldo-centered episode that wasn't, basically filler. There's never been a significantly plot-heavy Ronaldo episode to this day. And there have been, in my opinion, too many Ronaldo episodes, period, in the show.
That's why I feel that this one's gonna...
episode.
That's why I feel that this one's gonna... Because he's specifically after the rock people. Had it been, hunting...
people, and that didn't really do anything significant.
But we aren't focused on Sneeple in this show. Had this been Steven and the Crystal Snakes, maybe that would have been an important episode. But this is Steven and the Crystal Gems, and he's looking for rock people. It is highly likely if he's searching for rock people, he's gonna find gem tech.
Okay, if that's true, then you can do a victory dance, but if it's not true, then you can't make a pun.
I have to wear the cone of shame. I can't wear...
Oh. No, you just can't make a pun! Even worse than the cone of shame.
No!
Is that a deal? Can you do it? Do you trust your instincts that much, Justin?
I trust them. I trust my instincts enough that I would be willing to not make a pun on Rockinaldo of all episodes.
Yes. I'm really excited now. It's the only thing that get me excited about that episode.
And then the last thing I want to talk about from Steve's comment, Peridot and Lapis meeting the Maheshwarans. That needs to happen.
That would be awesome.
I would really enjoy that because we don't see the Maheshwarans enough, and we don't see Lapis and Peridot enough. And I want a slumber party at the Maheshwarans.
Yeah, having them actually all get along and become close friends would be amazing.
And, Steven come back and Peridot would be we went to a slumber party.
Yeah. And, Lapis, starts up being oh, this is stupid, but then she, actually gets really into it, all the activities.
Lapis enjoying... Oh, what would Connie do at a slumber party? See, this would be a really great episode.
She'd be very organized. She'd be like, these are all the things that young kids are supposed to do. Like,
8:07 p.m. Nail painting.
We're gonna do some Twister. Like, we're gonna have some water balloon fights. She'd be on it.
It would be great. Oh, Lapis in a water balloon fight.
I know, I was thinking that too. That's why Lapis would be so into slumber parties after all.
This is gonna be just a great episode if it ever happens. It has to happen now.
Yeah, it's too good of an idea for it not to happen now.
Crewniverse, you have this idea now, so in approximately a year, I expect this.
Yeah.
Alright, moving on. Next comment we have is from Alex. Alex said, they're still conflicted on how they feel about the episode. On the one hand, we've been begging for Connie Lapis Peridot B team, and we got it. We got Lapidot sneaking into Steven's house. We got Connie wearing Steven's clothes. We got a recreation of the extended theme. We got Lapis faking a British accent.
Did.
But on the other hand, I can't tell if the initial characterization of Lapidot as childish comes out of nowhere or not. I like Peridot as a former technician and a person who spent a lot of time with Lapis. She should recognize that she doesn't have to assume leadership no matter what. And Lapis, who's had almost no direct interaction with the Crystal Gems, shouldn't be this comfortable making fun of them. Which, I agree. It can we talked about it coming out of nowhere a lot. What do you think of that?
I would agree too. I mean, I didn't really mind the dynamic this episode too much because the whole episode was kind of like, I don't know. I questioned, like, again, we talked about how we questioned the fact that they were like, oh, okay, well, we'll be the original Crystal Gems instead of just, like, being themselves, which they've had no problem with the rest of the show so far. So, yeah, it was a little kind of questionable, but it didn't bother me that much the first time I watched it. But maybe going back, I would notice it more. I don't know.
So then then Alex talked about Connie's speech at the end being great because of the Lapidot's behavior.
Yeah.
But as Dylan did mention this, it felt kind of forced. And Alex made a really great point that had Lapis and Peridot not been so exaggerated in this episode, we wouldn't have had the speech.
I think that was the thing that felt a little weird. It was just like their personalities seemed very exaggerated. Whereas we've seen them interact with each other enough that like it seemed kind of like they've gotten past that point. But yeah, I don't know. It was kind of odd.
Mm-hmm. But Alex did leave a note saying that since the airing, they've actually softened a bit and think it is a good Lapidot episode. So all things do work out in the end.
Yeah.
Devon, another one of our wonderful patrons, said this was pretty good, better than most of the other filler we get. They make Lapis look so gorgeous when animating her, like the pose at the end. Yes, they do. Like, Lapis just spot on.
I saw a lot of GIFs from people really into the Lapis in this episode.
And Peridot has her metal powers pretty down pat. It's great to see how much...
she's lifting like whole cars now. That was impressive to
without
me.
struggle either. Like,
she's just got it. She's on her way.
It's great how much Peridot has changed, where it seems like she sort of admires the Crystal Gems now. And Lapis wasn't even disgusted when acting like them. Which
they both fought over being Garnet. That's pretty cool. They obviously both admire her a lot to some extent to want to be her out of all of them.
And a lot of people, because Davon talked about this, and I think Alex also talked about it a bit. A lot of people want the Lapidot fusion. Thought we were going to get it at this episode.
Oh,
but
yeah, that would have made this from an okay episode to a really awesome episode if we'd gotten that fusion.
And further note, also from Davon, poor Pearl. No one wants to be her.
I would be Pearl. I'd be fine with that.
And the last thing I wanted to talk about, this was a big one. Ray left this saying the show might be better off if they just numbered the episodes instead of naming them. I keep seeing people getting disappointed with the episodes because of how much they build it up in their heads. For instance, Peridot will get a star, Peridot Lapis fusion, they'll all be part of the main team. It's okay if the episode wasn't to your taste, but expecting it to do all these things when neither the Crewniverse nor CN did anything to build it up in that manner seems kind of unfair. And I agree, like, the naming of episodes has
thrown us off before, it's true.
Last one out of Beach City, Gem Harvest, multiple times.
Crashing
Tides, Rising Skies.
That was such a disappointment. One, because it was a Ronaldo episode, and two, because absolutely nothing important happens in it. And everyone thought that's when Malachite was gonna come back. Yeah. The titles are super deceiving.
So, do you think you would enjoy numbered titles more, or the names that we get?
I would just go with the names and, like, try to be, like, reasonably cautious. But, like, sometimes, like, stuff will happen out of nowhere. Like, I don't think any of us knew we were gonna get Stefani when we were reading the Alone Together. Like, Alone Together, what does that mean? Are they gonna smooch? Maybe, but, like, that was, like, so much better. Like, they actually became a fusion. Like, but, like, there wasn't, like, build up to that at all. It just, like, magically happened to an episode, and it was great. So, I think that there's the potential for that kind of, like, episode to still exist without a lot of hype from CN, but, like, yeah, I think just be reasonably cautious with all these episode titles. Unless, like, yeah, the description is, like, too good that you feel like something really big's gonna happen.
I think especially recently, we've kind of, because we get these episode titles so early on, and we have so long to build up, we don't get those moments, like, when Line 3 Straight to Video happened, none of us expected that.
Yeah, because all the description was like, Steven needs to try to get Line to stop sleeping on his face.
And it was like, yeah, that was like a return from a hiatus after months, and then we got blown away with an Emmy-nominated episode.
Totally.
And
so, like, you never know, but I think that's part of the fun. I would be bummed if it was just numbered, because then I couldn't even, like, consider what it could. Yeah, I like predicting.
We'd be out of a job, Michelle.
We would be out of a job, but it would be a little less fun. I like the fun of guessing.
It is fun. It's very fun. I remember when we had Delaney guess the plots of episodes like Know Your Fusion and The Kindergarten Kid. Oh no, we had her guess which of the episode titles were real episode titles, like Future Boys Ultron.
I'm really impressed that Delaney, like, can keep herself so away from, like,
Delaney is my role model.
I can't do that. Partly because I suck at blacklisting things on Tumblr, and also because I suck at having surprises. So I appreciate that a lot about her.
And then finally, Alex, responding to Ray's comment, talked about how they should just keep doing these B-team episodes once or twice a season and have these kind of sillier missions while we balance out with the real Crystal Gems handling the bigger stuff.
You know what I'd like to see? I would like to see that, but with the rubies in space. I want an episode of just them being in space. That would be cool! Like, I want to know what they're up to. They're still out there.
You're right. I want it.
Seriously. I want it too.
So, that brings us to the end of our feedback. Michelle, do you have any final comments? Hashtag he will rise.
I was gonna say hashtag crystal snakes.
Hashtag crystal snakes.
Yeah.
That is very fitting. Alright, before we head out, guys, I wanted to give a brief news update because we're not currently doing any Ladybug coverage. All of Ladybug Season 1 is about to go up on Netflix. I think they said before Valentine's Day, so probably on Monday, maybe Tuesday. So check that out, guys. If you haven't already seen Ladybug, it's going to be on Netflix for your perusal, and then Season 2 will air on Netflix as well. As far as other animation news, we're getting 3 more episodes of Steven Universe coming up. We're getting Storm in the Room next week, followed by Rocknado, finally followed by Tiger Philanthropist.
We've been waiting for that for so long.
I am a big pro wrestling fan, you guys. I don't say it enough. I'm so hype. There's a pay-per-view tomorrow night as we're recording this. I'm very excited. I love pro wrestling. I'm very, very interested to see what they do with Tiger Philanthropist. Because the description is just Steven tries out pro wrestling. I don't know what we're gonna get, but I'm hype. Beyond that, we don't know yet, but presumably another hiatus for a while. Probably till like May or maybe the summer. Do you think that would be true, Michelle?
I mean, it might be true. I just hope not. I want weekly episodes to happen for like a few months. I miss weekly episodes. Definitely prefer that. I mean, from our standpoint, obviously it's better than like scrambling to do it like every night for a week straight and then nothing for like months. But
speaking of scrambling every day for a week straight, keep tuned to the Star coverage.
Yeah,
I bowed out on that one. I'm so behind on Star. I'll get caught up sometime.
Oh my god, it's so good though, Justin.
I've heard it's gotten amazing.
Yeah, I mean, Dylan's like...
Dylan is hype. He's like, it's better than Steven Universe.
Which is like, it's a different show. I like wouldn't say that. But like, Season 2 Star's like getting really consistently good. And I binged it, and it wasn't a hassle at all. It was super fun to do.
Do it, guys.
Because it was that good. So you should do it too.
I know season 1 is great. Get hyped for season 2. It's on back half. Other news, Samurai Jack has its official release date, March 11th. I want to cover it. Michelle, will you cover it with me?
Yes, of course! Do you think Dylan will let us, though?
I have not seen all of seasons 1 through 4, but I know enough
that... either, but I'll binge it, because everyone's told me that show's, like, so good.
It is. And I think we've seen enough that, because it's just a limited series event, I think we'll be fine. Mm-hmm. It's probably gonna be, like, 10 episodes. But yeah, it's fine. It's on Adult Swim. It's got a TV-14V rating. They are... Because Adult Swim actually bought it off of Cartoon Network. This is a continuation. The original was Y7, and now it's 14. Like, they're not holding back. I'm very excited.
Is 14 also the age for, like, what Total Drama was, like, shooting for?
Total Drama is PG.
Oh, it is? Oh!
Yes.
Interesting.
Total Drama and Steven have the same rating.
That's really interesting. One of those is definitely more adult than the other.
Yes, indeed. So, thank you, everyone, for tuning in. It was so great to have you all here. If you want to support us, you can like us on whatever you like things on. Subscribe to us on iTunes, review us there, rank us on Stitcher, all that jazz. And if you want to support us financially, you can go to patreon.com/overlyanimated. You get all kinds of cool bonuses. Thanks to all our current patrons, especially our patron of the podcast. I can't tell which of the two it is, so I'm just going to go ahead and say them both. It is either Mitch, a.k.a. Fever Mitch, or Alex, a.k.a. Esteban Universidad, which I believe Alex is new. So, welcome, Alex. It is great to have you. And upcoming podcast, just a bunch of Star coming up. And then, and then more Steven. Star and Steven, basically. I think Ruby's just about to end. So, keep tuned. We're hoping some new shows get started up soon, because we're about to be out of coverage entirely in a few weeks. So, hope we get new stuff. Thank you so much for listening, everyone, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.